Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys today? I am excited, of course, as always, to present something fun and different for you guys. So this week we are working on the Magnolia Mood. So if you saw Tuesday's live, you saw a really fun card, really beautiful. This set is gorgeous and I don't think it makes an ugly card. The die, the detailed die that comes with it, and the one that stamps is so incredible. And I think it really makes the most beautiful cards, and they don't take a lot of time. So if you're looking for a quick and easy and beautiful bundle, this is the one. And don't forget that bundles are 10% off this month. So you get 10% off the purchase price of the bundle, which is awesome. And I want to talk a little bit about my Inky Hands crew membership. So if you are not a member, I would invite you to try it out for a month. It's $7.99 a month, and you get 2 video tutorials every single week for a total of 8 or 10 if there's 5 Fridays, and you would get 10. If there's 8 Fridays in a month, you would get 8. So really it's like $1 a tutorial bundle. And you get to see the projects. They're made with the same bundles that I use throughout the week, so that's really a great way to tie in the free content with the membership content and have a full rounded use of your bundle or stamp set that is featured. So all the information is located on my website, inkyhandswarmhearts.com, and then you want to click on memberships so that you can get all the information that you need about joining the membership group. On every other Saturday, I do a local event called Card Fiesta, and our next one will be on the 29th. And it is a lot of fun. We get together, we make cards. You can make 1 card, you can make 10 cards, doesn't matter. We're there for a 3-hour period. We have Mexican food and make cards. It's so much fun, and I hope that if you're ever in the area or you are local, I would love to have you attend. Just RSVP because I do need to make sure that there's enough room for everybody. All right, so now let's talk about our June tutorial bundle. If you order $50 or more from me the month of June, you get this awesome tutorial bundle. There's 41 projects in it. It's quite a good deal with a $50 order. So you have 41 different ideas to use. I'm all about having extra ideas, which is why I do my membership group, why I offer a tutorial bundle with a $50 purchase. It's just a great way. And like I said, our 10% off of all stamps and die bundles until the end of June. So you have till the 30th to do that. And our machines are 10% off as well. So check those out, the mini and the regular. Starting on July 2nd, you can start purchasing some of the online exclusives, and these are some of those bundles. So you have the Potions and Spells bundle, the Changing Leaves bundle. Then we have a few suites that include multiple bundles. So this suite here, this on 2 pages. I gotta get my second page going here. This is called the Season of Green Suite, and so in it you would get your bundle, which is the stamp set and dies, and then it's a mega bundle, so you would get the second stamp set and dies. So you get 2 bundles, then you get 2 designer series paper. One is regular with foil, and one is a vellum pack. And then you would get ribbon, which our ribbon is a very vanilla satin ribbon, 10 yards. It's 3/4 of an inch, so it's a nice width for Christmas. And then the last thing are the embellishments. They're cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. And then if you want to add on the stamp set, you can keep crafting with these cool labels with the everyday greetings and use them all throughout the year. So that is one of the suites. Another suite that they are putting in the online exclusive is called Iconic Celebration Suite. It's a little bit lower price point. It's 1 bundle. You get the iconic imagery and the iconic imagery dies, which has a really nice size. You can see it here with the Let's Celebrate on it label. You have a smaller label and then a longer one. So you get 3 labels in this one. And then you get dies that cut out all of these little small icons. So the really great thing about iconage imagery is that it covers Christmas, Valentine's Day, fall. It covers New Year's, birthdays, anniversary celebrations, and then just all occasions. So if you're interested in this suite, you get the bundle, you get the DSP, you get this ribbon, which is a white frayed grosgrain, and then you get the pecan and clear ribbon adhesive backed dots. So those are kind of cool. So those are the two suites. There's going to be other products, but those are just some sneak peeks. So let's talk about our kits collection. There's always new things in our kits, and the June kits are no exception. This one is just gorgeous. It's an 8-card kit, and it's called Expressions of Kindness. Really beautiful watercolored look images. And then we have a travel journal, and this one's really unique. You get your journal, and then you get all your pieces to create your little trip. And I just love that there's lots of really travel related stickers and types, and I just think it will be an awesome addition to the kits collection. And then I'll talk about May, and then we'll move on. The May kits collection was Hello Hollyhocks. This is a non-stamping. There's 9 cards, 3 each of the 3 designs you see there. And then the other May one was City Sights, and it's 8 cards. You get 4 each of the 2 cards that you see here. And it's a really, really great package, and I hope that you might try it out. So now I want to talk to you about Paper Pumpkin. I am super, super excited for the July Paper Pumpkin kit. The July kit comes in a special box, which, oh my gosh, I always love when they come in a special box, don't you? And I have a feeling it is going to sell out. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's similar in a better way for me, because they're bright colors. I love bright colors. To a sunflower set a few years ago that sold out right away. And so I think this one's going to be super popular. Paper Pumpkin is a subscription. You can sign up 1 month at a time, or you can purchase 3, 6, or 12 month subscriptions. But you can just pay month to month if you wish. You can pause or cancel at any time. And it is a really great way to get a surprise every month in the mail for some really fun, quick, and easy cards. So because July is the first month of a new quarter, the 3rd quarter of the year, there's going to be an add-on that you can purchase. And it is the Everyday Celebration Dies add-on, and it's available while supplies last. It's $12. And it is available on only to Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So you have to be a subscriber in order to have access to it. The July kit has florals, so there's a flower that's a stamp set that's in there, matches this flower, and you can die cut it out. The August one has sentiment, hooray, and the September has a leaf. So this is a really versatile, great stamp set for $12 to add on to your Paper Pumpkin subscription. And I highly recommend it. The July kit makes 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. The projects include pre-printed cards and coordinating envelopes, pre-cut die-cut pieces and embellishments. And the colors that are in the July kit are Calypso Coral, Gray Granite, which is the Stampin' Spot, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, and Old Olive. So the colors are just really beautiful. And I wanted to remind you that I do have tutorials, PDF tutorials available for sale in my store. So you want to go to the retired product and PDF tutorial section, and you will be able to get the ones from my design team. Up there you should see fun folds, you should see anything but a card, you should see masculine, and you should see, what is the other one? Oh, techniques. All 4 of those are available. And then if you're interested in my paper piecing patterns for either Halloween or Easter, those are also located on my website. So I want to talk a little bit about the set that I'm using today. It is a set that's from the online exclusives, so it will not be in this catalog. But the DSP that I've paired with it is from the Thoughtful Journey. So I'm going to find that. It's one of the really beautiful paper packs in here. It's right here near the front. I should have pegged it right, but I didn't. Come on. Where are you at? Good night. I can't find it now. Of course, if I wanted to find it, I would have turned right to it, but it doesn't want to work. Let me see if I can find the sweets. Let's see. I think it's right up here. I think I just passed it. I think the pages were stuck together. There we go. It's this gorgeous paper pack right here that I have used for our pretty backgrounds. And it's very well done. So that's what I have used for our background, and this is the card that we are going to be making today. This is what the bundle looks like. It's absolutely stunning. You have a detailed large die, a small die, a couple extra leaves, a little really pretty floral with greenery, and then the outline die is cut out these 4 images in the stamp set. The design itself has gradation, so it really shows darks and lights. It's just a gorgeously stamped stamp or detailed stamp. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and make this today. I'm gonna leave the card out. I'm gonna move these out of the way, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and stamp in Memento Tuxedo Black our Magnolia. So I'm just gonna ink it upside down, and I'm just gonna lightly over and over just deposit ink, and you're gonna see some areas look really light and then some look super dark, and you're like, what is wrong with the stamp? Why isn't it taking the ink? That's what it's supposed to look like. You can see some light and darks. Some are darker than others. The inner pieces are lighter. They do have ink. It's just how the stamp is designed. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and stamp that on this scrap piece of basic white. I'm trying to see if I think I need to cut a little rose also, one of the small ones. So I got to grab a scrap for that. So see how beautiful that stamps? It's absolutely stunning. So let me grab a scrap of white and we will stamp that one as well. For the inside of the card, I took the smaller, they give you a small rose image. It's this one right here. And we're gonna grab a scrap and do that one also. Let's see. Need to make sure I have a piece big enough. Let's see if that one's big enough. I think it is. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and I always like to ink this way so that I make sure that I'm nice and inked. And like I said, it's gonna look like it's, some of it's inked, some of it's not, but it's completely inked. We're gonna go ahead and place that right here. And there is our rose. Isn't that so pretty? Let's go ahead and clean this stamp. We'll do a little stamping, but it's gonna be with our pretty peacock paper. All right. So I'm gonna grab my mini machine and we're gonna go ahead and die cut both of these pieces. My plates are well loved. On this machine, I do use it quite often. If I don't want to get up and pull out the big one. All right, so let's go ahead and do the small rose first. So we're gonna go ahead and adhere or line up our image with our die. I think that's super pretty. It's hard for me to see what I'm doing because the machine's like so far away from where I'm sitting. I'm just gonna tap it into place, I think. All right, that looks good. Oh, I just shifted it. Actually, I'm gonna bring it out of camera. I'm gonna line it up because I can't see what I'm doing and I don't want to mess up, and then we have to go through a whole big rigmarole. All right, So there it is. It's lined up now. I'm gonna go ahead and put my plate over the top. I'm gonna slide it in and hold that in place. Crank my little piece. And there is our rose. Pretty, isn't it? All right, and then I'll put this one back on my dies and grab the larger one, and we're gonna do, I'm gonna just remove these little small inset pieces. Place this, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna move it out of camera, line it up, and then I'll bring it back up for you guys to see it before I put it through there. I just wanna make sure that it's lined up well and that I don't mess up, because where I'm sitting, it's kind of back from the camera, and if I move forward, I'm probably gonna stick my head in the camera. Nobody needs to see the top of my head, I don't think. So I think we will do it this way. All right, so here is our plate number 1, our plate number 2 with our die on top, and then we're gonna slide this one in like we did before, hold it in place, crank it through. Oh, I'm moving my whole mat around because I didn't hold on to the machine. Look at me wiggling everywhere. Sorry guys. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and slide that back through. Let's move the machine out of the way temporarily. All right, we're gonna pull off our die. This die is so pretty. And we'll slide this back into its holder here. So all of the 4 images from the stamp set have open dies that will cut them out. And then there's quite a few detailed dies that you can use alone. And I did use the detailed die on my card on Tuesday. So if you missed that video, don't forget to check it out so that you can catch up. I will link it at the end of this video for people that are watching on the replay. I'm gonna go ahead and put my dies inside and then move this officially out of the camera. We're gonna use our Lemon Lolly light, and I'm gonna do some coloring. I'm just gonna color along the lines that the artist has given us, and it will dry a little lighter than it shows, so I just want to make sure that it's just on the flowers and on the buds. And you can color however you want to do yours. I chose to use and shade right over the artist's lines because they're the artist. They know best how it's gonna look, so I'm gonna follow their lead, right? And I'm just gonna fill in there. You can fill in the center a little bit if you want to. And I'm gonna leave the leaves the way they are. All right, so there's our blend. Oh, I gotta do my little flower, forgot. Same thing, we're gonna follow where the artist gave us. This one's gonna be a lot quicker because it's much smaller. But I think it's so pretty, and that's gonna go on the inside of our card. All right, so now that we have our elements done, let's bring our card base out. So we have a piece of Pretty Peacock, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it down the center. And when you score, you get a raised line, and then you get an indented line. Okay, you want the raised line up. You're gonna fold on that raised line, bring your corners together, hold them in place, grab your bone folder, and press your card, okay? Then I have cut a piece of the Thoughtful Journey designer series paper. It's really beautiful, isn't it? And I used not the scenic side, but the side that looks like watercoloring. And I believe this is 3 3/4 by 5. Yes, 3 3/4 by 5. We're gonna grab our silicone mat, and we are going to glue this flat and in the center of our card base. I'm gonna use wet glue. All right. Then I have cut out of basic black ink the detailed Magnolia die, which I used on Tuesday's card as the main focal. So you can use it as a focal or as an accent. So I'm going to bring that out and I'm going to show it to you. So there it is, die cut in black. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to pop out these little black pieces. Not that they matter, they're not going to show, but if I just want to show you, there's even more detail there in the center. I thought I had gotten all the pieces out, but I noticed they were there and I wanted to show you how they are. So we're going to go ahead and attach this piece directly on to the base of this card. So I'm just going to flip it over to the back side. All of the solid pieces are going to get glue. You don't need a ton of glue on here because you're going to have something over the top of it. So all I did was add where there were solid pieces of cardstock, and I went ahead and put some glue on those solid areas. And then we're going to lift this up and we're going to apply this in this direction, approximately like so. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just somewhere in the center, and you're going to push on all of those solid pieces to really adhere your flower down. Okay, so then there are some extra pieces on the dies, like I said. So this one here is a really cool solid leaf. We're going to add that right here so that we have an extra leaf coming out from the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on those two solid pieces, and I'm going to add a tiny bit here because I'm going to attach it onto that flower. So this one's going to be sticking out kind of here on this corner, and you can see it doesn't matter where it's on this because it's going to be covered up. You just want to have a little extra leaf. And then I added an extra outlined leaf, and that's this one right here. And we're going to go ahead and just attach it at the base. And this one's going to be sticking out like right here, maybe a little higher. And I just want to make sure that it grabs my paper. That all's all going to be covered up. All right. So next part is to take our large magnolia and we're going to add our dimensionals to the back. So I'm going to use quite a few. If you know me, you know I am not shy when it comes to dimensionals. But you use as many as works for you, and I will use as many as works for me. And if we keep that packed, I think we'll be good. All right, so I'm gonna add that one there, and of course it's a ton, but that's just how I roll. I just really like there to be really good support on all of my pieces, and it's important to me that I use a lot of dimensionals. All right, so I think we're good. I'm just gonna cut an edge piece just for this point. I just want there to be some support there, and I might do one right there. I just don't want it to dip. And I think I need to bring this piece back. It's too far forward. And if I do that, this should be able to fit no problem. Well, if I can get it, there we go. All right, so there's that one. All right, let's get my Take Your Pick tool. Pull the backs off of all my pieces. I'm gonna do all the little ones first so that I know they're taken care of. And then we'll start working on these big guys. I know it takes a little longer for me because I use a little more than you. But I'm the queen of dimensionals, I've been told, so I will take the title. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and overlay. And what you wanna do is before you actually stick it down, You want to kind of hover, move around, figure out what you want to show, what you don't want to show, how you want it to look, how much you want to see of the leaves. If you want to place it farther down, further up, I'm happy right there. I think that's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to put a tiny, tiny hair of glue just on the tip right there of that leaf, just so that it holds. There we go. Well, if I hold it, it will hold. All right, and we want to add a sentiment. So there's some really pretty sentiments in this set. We're going to do a little fussy cutting today. There's the sentiment that says thank you for being you, and I just want the thank you from there. We're going to use our pretty peacock ink. I have a piece of Lemon Lolly, which is the same color as our blend. And I'm gonna grab my stamp that I was telling you about that says, well, if I can find it. Here it is. Thank you for being you. Okay. So the thank you's right here. So I'm just gonna flip my ink pad over and I'm gonna use the tip to get those pieces that hang down. So I'm just going to show you as I do it. There's that one. And then I'm going to use the side and make sure that I don't get where I don't want and that all of it is nicely covered. And it's okay that I got a little extra ink on there. It's not going to be a problem. As long as I don't rock my stamp, I should be okay. So there's my thank you, and it looks nicely inked. I think I just re-inked this pad, which is why it's a little more juicy. So it doesn't matter where we stamp it because we're going to cut it out. As long as it fits on there, I'm actually going to bring you guys down a little so I could see, but I'm going to come right over the top here. I don't want my U, Y from the word you to hang off. So there we go. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to clean my stamp and then we're going to fussy cut that word with our snips. Okay, so we'll start over here. We're going to do the bottom first. I'm going to hold on at the top and I'm just going to come around and leave a little edge all the way around my words. And I'm going to come up slightly and then grab that bend of the Y, come around. And you can guess I'm going to use bits and pieces to attach to the back because this is going to be lifted up with dimensionals. And I'm just going to use, you can see I'm guiding with my left hand how this is turning out. Okay, so we're going to guide with our left and just barely move our scissors with our right if we're right-handed, or you'll do the opposite if you're left-handed. All right, so you want to come in. We're going to wiggle around these letters, come around that H, pretty, and we're in the home stretch here, and finish and around this piece here. And if there's any points because you fell or you had to move your scissor, you can round those just by coming in and adding a little roundness to them. So there's our thank you. So I'm gonna flip that over, and like I said, I'm gonna use all the bits and pieces for it. So I'm just gonna cut some thin pieces of dimensionals, and I'm gonna put them on these letters that dip down so that they'll get one. So it's really, I love using the edges to do these kinds of things. I think it's just the perfect way to do adhesive. And then right there I should be able to fit a mini dimensional, so there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull the backs off of these, and we will attach onto our card, and then we're going to work on the inside. so I'm gonna position the thank you down in this right hand corner, and I'm gonna just make sure I'm straight, and I am. So there is our thank you. Now let's work on the inside. So I cut a liner of white for my inside. I cut an extra one of these leaves, and I cut the one that has the little flower buds and the leaves. Okay, and we're going to use that one. I've also cut a piece of the same designer series paper from the same sheet. It's 1 inch by 3 3/4 because it's going to be right there on the side. And then I've cut another white piece 3 3/4 by 5. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere the DSP onto my white insert. Then I'm gonna figure out, oh, I forgot, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put the white inside and then I'm gonna glue that down. I forgot, because I think I didn't cut it the full 3 3/4. I mean the full 5 inches. I think it's 4 3/4. So let's attach it on this left side, and then we'll fill in with our DSP. So we wanna add our border on the 3 sides. See how it's a little short? I think I had a piece, but if you cut it to the 3 3/4 by 5, you should be fine. Okay, so there is that piece adhered right here. Okay, now we're going to add our pieces. So I'm going to just drag my glue up this middle seam of that leaf. Okay, and I'm going to put a dot there. And we're going to use our tweezers, and we're going to put that leaf right here at the top, and it's kind of on the yellow. All right, and then hold it in place for it to grab. Then with this piece, I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the bottom. That one's not going to show. And then I'm just going to add on those pieces. I'm going to put on the tip a dot. And that should hold this piece in place. And I'm gonna have that one coming out onto my white along the bottom. And then we're just gonna hold it in place to grab. And then the final piece is just putting wet adhesive on your rose. I'm not rose. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I called it a rose. On your magnolia. And then we're going to attach. I'm going to hold that in place, and I'm going to figure out how I want it to look, how much I want to show, how I want it to be. And once I'm happy, I will go ahead and position that in place and just press down, get it to grab. The key to getting it to grab is to be patient. Sometimes I'm not very patient. And then the final finishing touch, of course, is going to be to add the sequins to the front. So on my original card, I added 3 of the sequins. They're from the Adhesive Back Sequins, the trio. And I'm going to be using the Pretty Peacock colors. So I'm going to grab one of those, and then another one for over here, and then I'm going to grab one of the little ones, the smaller sequence, and put it right there. And I just think that looks so pretty, and it just adds a little touch of bling onto our card. This background paper, the Thoughtful Journey, makes such an impact on this card, and when you pair it with the beautiful Magnolia stamped image, you can see what a star it is, right? It's so pretty. All right, so we used our Magnolia Mood stamp set and our Magnolia Mood dies. These are online exclusives. If you want them, get them as soon as you can, because They're online exclusives. We never know when they're going to disappear, so I would hate for you to miss out. Once they're gone, and most of the time they won't come back. So I highly recommend that you give it a chance quickly and get yours. Does anybody have any questions for me? As I've been in the chat with you, of course, but just in case, go ahead and ask it quickly and I will try and answer it while I finish up. But I really love how these cards turned out, from the intricate die cut all the way up to the beautiful stamped image. This bundle is a winner. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation today, and in about 10 minutes it should be up on the blog, so I look forward to that. And if you missed Tuesday's post and you're watching this on the replay, after YouTube does its thing, it'll be right up here in the upper top left corner. Click on that so that you can watch Tuesday's video as well. I'd love to have you join my membership group so that you get 2 more projects with this fantastic set. And thanks for being here with me today. I greatly appreciate you. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!